You are welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe. In the news, you put up project of 13 trillion in one place. What did you put in entire north? Nothing. Senator Elijah Abu, in a recent interview with Sahara TV, has substantial concerns regarding the spending on infrastructure by the federal government. He asserted that the allocation tends to benefit the southern regions at the expense of the northern regions in a disproportionate manner. Concerns were raised over the fairness of this allocation as it brought attention to a project that was centered on a single area and cost 13 trillion naira. You allocated 13 trillion naira to one project. What have you invested in the entire north? Nearly nothing. Senator Abu observed, just about nothing. How is it possible to rule a country in such a way and expect the people to be content with their experiences? The remarks made by the senator has sparked a wider discussion about the disparity in the quality of infrastructure development that exists between the various areas in Nigeria. Some people believe that these disparities could make the existing tensions much worse and could make it more difficult to achieve national unity. Reports of significant financial irregularities inside the Ministry of Works have been brought to light alongside this incident. During the tenure of the former minister, Babatunde Fashola, an audit revealed that there were over 4.6 billion naira in unapproved expenditures. The audit brought to light payments that were made without enough paperwork and contracts that were given without strictly adhering to the applicable procedures. Also, according to estimates provided by the Chartered Institute of Project Managers of Nigeria, the government has proportionate 17 trillion naira worth of projects that have been abandoned, which highlights the fact that there are systemic flaws in the design and implementation of projects. The decision of the federal government to allocate 1.9 trillion naira for the rehabilitation of 44 federal roads around the country is an example of the government's unwavering support for its infrastructure initiatives. On the other hand, critics argue that this investment might not be able to address the underlying imbalances if they are not distributed fairly and subjected to strict scrutiny. The remarks made by Senator Abu bring to light the significance of adopting a more equitable strategy for national development. This strategy will ensure that suitable attention is given to each and every region in the process of designing and implementing infrastructure. Well, some of the things that Mr. Abu has said, well, we can reason along with him, but we have to look it from different perspectives. Number one, he is speaking from the perspective of the North, and he has every right to do so. He is from the North, he's a Northerner, but the reality is that we are talking about Nigeria in general. And if we continue to, make discussion when it comes to governance along regional lines, we are going to keep having unending issues like this, because you can never satisfy anybody, whether you are from one region or the other region. It's not going to balance. Reason, the kind of project in one area differs in quality and the resources it is going to go to another one in another area. That is just the reality. Look, for example, there is a project that is Lagos Calabar, coastal road, and the terrain is sandy, and then those areas going to the Niger Delta area that is so watery, and comparing it also, it's standing side by side with the kind like of the east-west road that is in Port Harcourt because of the terrain and the area. Now, these two projects, if you compare it with projects like Badagry, or is it Sokoto Badagry road, where the structure and the topography of the land is much more solider than the one down the creek, we will see that more money will be spent down the creek, while lesser will be spent even up towards the north because of the terrain. So these are some of the peculiarities that will come when it comes to expenditure on different projects. But we can't rule out the fact that when the Minister for Works, that is Mr. David Umahi, the former governor of Ebonyi State, was rolling out some of the activities and achievements for the midterm, and he made mention of 4 legacy projects of their administration. One is from is the Lagos Calabar coastal road that runs through the creek and the Niger Delta and part of southwest, and there is one from Calabar to Abuja that is running through the center of the country, and there is one from Sokoto back to Lagos that is running at another end, that's the northwest of the country, and there is one running between, I think, Kaduna, is it Gombe now, Jigawa, going to the Maiduguri axis. So 4 legacy project, and Mr. Abo is coming out to say that the president is, spending 13 trillion down south. He's not looking at the fact that most of all these projects end in the north. It's only the coastal project that is ending in the south. That's the only one. The others that originated even in the south end in the north. The second one, the third one, and the fourth one. Then the three together might not be equal to the only single one that is ending in the south. And the reason is not far-fetched. That is number one. Number two, in whatever there is discussing, is also talking about the discrepancies within the Ministry of Works. Of course, Nigeria and corruption, it's only, when we are ready to change things that things will change. The Abo that is speaking was formerly a senator in the House of Assembly. What are his contributions as regards the matter? It is very, very important. And when he was there, and also we won't rule out the fact that the administration that is in power must be very careful. If what the man is saying is the reality, then there is need for the president and whoever is working with him to please make sure they balance everything, because it will all go well really if people are just looking at the book and looking at only the financial aspect of the assignment. They may want to see that it seems as if because the president is from the south is favoring the south, and also they will say because it's from the west is favoring the west, because there's this belief that more ministers from the west are in the cabinet than other regions. But when you really go through the book, you will realize that the differences are not that too serious. But then it's an opportunity for opposition to just blow the matter out of proportion, and the president and his cabinet, they need to be very, very careful about this issue. The unity of Nigeria is very, very important. Whatever decision they want to take that is going to break this country, I think they need to be very careful about it. The issue of allocating 1.9 trillion for the rehabilitation of 44 federal roads around the country, it should be also looked into, because they say it's an example of government unwavering support for its infrastructure initiative. This is very good, but they must make sure that it is well evenly spread around the country. And then that issue of corruption in the Ministry of Works should be taken care of, very, very important, so that Nigerians can be happy when they listen to news and hear some of the activities going on without having some negative things even into it. Remember to like, to share, and also to subscribe even onto our channel. Thank you.